Okay, so hear me out. I love professional wrestling, and I love wrestling music. I'm also really curious about, rap and hip-hop. Don't get me wrong, I love ICP, but I really want to branch out from those guys, but I don't know where to begin. So my question is, where can I find an album that satisfies my love of wrestling music while also introducing me to new rappers?
Well, young me, have I got the CD for you. WWF Aggression had some of the biggest names in the rap game lend their rhyme to superstar themes, creating a bevy of remixes, many of which were used by the wrestlers when making their entrances. While some of these alternate themes were iconic, others not so much. The record was dropped in March of 2000 by Priority Records. Now, when you think of the history of hip-hop, especially on the West Coast, you think of Priority. Over the decades, they've been a big part of the success of such acts as the NWA, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, Ice-T, and the California Raisins. That's real. So when you combine the pedigree of the record label with the white-hot success of the WWF at the time, this idea seems like a slam dunk, but does it still hold up almost 18 years later? Well, this week I go through every one of these fresh, dope tracks and find out for myself. We start the album off right with one of its most memorable songs, The Kings by the legendary Run DMC. This song is a terrific remix of the DX theme. The rhymes are smooth and the chorus is catchy. It's almost perfect. But do you notice anything odd about it? Run DMC spends more time in this song talking about themselves than they do about the major heel group they're endorsing. Not one mention of crotch chopping, rule breaking, or anything else that DX is known for. Every once in a while they'll mention DX, but it's always in some sort of passing way, like they were left scrambling at the last minute to find a place for them in the song. I love my Adidas and my fat gold chains. I'm running out of time, so DX, yeah! I wonder if this is a song the group had previously written but hadn't released yet, then the Aggression gig fell into their laps and just had to change a couple of verses to include the DX references. Good enough for government work. Also, I have to talk a little bit about the music video for this number. At the end, Triple H, the super cool badass who's also the heel everyone's supposed to hate, bashes some cop cars, then stands tall as Tori and Stephanie McMahon do the crotch chop dance for a while. Yes, this is the image I think of when I think of DX. I always felt the point of these novelty albums, Aggression, Forcible Entry, Originals, etc., was to create alternate themes for the wrestlers to come out to. Now, many of the tracks on this album were used for that very purpose, but this next one, man, I just don't think I could ever picture the wrestler in question coming down to the ring to this.
2000 texture rhyming with Old Dirty with my New York Jets jersey.
Up next is Wreck, the track dedicated to Mankind. It's by Kool Keith and ODB. No, not the former Knockouts champion. This song is just weird.
Left lineman coming in like Mankind with diamonds sparkling around my rhymes. Black Levi suits, scully caps and boots.
Run DMC's theme for DX was mostly about them instead of the wrestlers, but at least it had a catchy hook and actually used the theme it was based off of. This one sounded like they just took the opening car crash sound effect and built a whole new song from scratch. I feel like Kool Keith didn't quite understand the assignment.
Pass me the towel, was it McDonald's? I'm a Sue Ronald.
Well, sometimes wrestlers will eat fast food on the road, and sometimes they might get sick. Screw it, there's no justifying these lyrics.
Gypsy cats burn rubber, signing autographs for Danny Glover, Donnie Osmond, and Dennis Rodman up in an empty furniture apartment with back springs. Nobody seen the girls pee on the mattress. Who was the actress when we had to take a leak?
What does any of this have to do with Mick Foley, hardcore legend? Big Baby Jesus is barely on this track, but at least he gets it.
Punch, kick, fight, bite, whatever you do, just kick, dance.
Yes, you're correct, Old Dirty. Mankind did all of those things.
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Smell it.
Oh my god, I totally get it now. This whole first part of the album is like an allegory to what was going on TV at the time. First out comes Triple H, the big badass, showing how big of a boss he is and nobody can stop him. Then out comes Mankind trying to save the day, ends up being kind of depressing, and then boom, like a cannon, out comes The Rock to lay the smackdown on that monkey crap candy-coated ass.
Fine. The Rock has come back, laying down the smack on you monkey crap candy-coated acts.
So 3 tracks in and we finally get one that actually gets it. It has a great beat for an entrance theme, the lyrics incorporate the character and the catchphrases, and it fits the wrestler perfectly. Along with the DX theme, it's probably the strongest song on the entire album.
Children and their children, they all chant with the millions upon millions of Rock's fans. Get ready for the square dance. Here's your chance for a can of ass whooping from the people's champ.
One thing though, do you know how The Rock's normal entrance began? Bang, catchphrase, music, and that's it. But with this rapified version, it feels like you're experiencing a false start.
Woo, yeah! The Rock is here, yeah! Let's go, Rock, yeah! Where is he? Why are they playing that again? Who's walking? Do you hear that? What's going on? Oh, there he is now! Yeah, now he's out! Woo! Boy, that was fucking weird!
Colder than ice, dropping these things on your dome, hitting up my enemies, mad dogging them with a heart full of stone.
Here's another strong track, Hell Yeah by Snoop Dogg and WC, or Dub C as he calls himself. It samples the original song well, and lyrically speaking, it does fit the vibe of Stone Cold Steve Austin, just a badass who's always kicking assholes' ass. Wrong song. Stone Cold spent most of 2000 on the shelf with a neck injury, so he never got the chance to come out to this song. But even if he did, I don't think it would have worked well, even if it was a perfect thematic match. Austin was cool, but his gimmick didn't lend much in the way of flexibility when it came to what kind of music he was associated with. Austin's was a gimmick that was more closely associated with metalheads and rednecks, but not even the most hardcore of gangster rap. I suppose I would have been more on board with it if it was just Dub C by himself, because his lyrics are definitely aggressive and fit the tone. Snoop Dogg, it's great to get him on the track because he is one of the bigger stars of the time. However, his style is just a bit too counter to what Mr. Calhoun was spitting.
I'm coming through like a program, giving it up with both hands, slaughtering your whole fam, ripping up the program. Everybody, come on, everybody, come on,
And let's be honest, I just can't see Austin having come out to anything with a hip-hop beat during his run. Even though Hell Yeah is still a solid track, there's a reason why his alternate theme by Disturbed has gone down as a much more memorable song.
Hey yo, no, chest in hand. You wanna take what's mine, you're just too frail.
Okay, can we talk for a minute about the performed by credit in this song? There is a lot to take in. First, there's Redman, best known for his work with Method Man. Then there's Rock from Helter Skelter. I'm sure it would be confusing if this guy, Dwayne Johnson, and Rocco Rock from Public Enemy were all in the same room. And then there's the DJ named Peanut Butter Wolf. Well, hey PB Dubs, think that's a cool name? Well, how about Marmalade Gecko? Hell yeah, give me a record deal. For a song dedicated to Vinnie Mac, I'm kind of surprised at the overall lack of lyrics about wealth, power, or especially grapefruits. Also, is there a sick cat in the studio?
Before I catch you and make you pay, everyone here works for me. I have them break 2 legs, 2 arms, and 2.
Speaking of this portion of the song, I don't think Rock understands how the criminal justice system works.
I got away with shit that'll get you life, but I only got 1 felony. I could stick you twice.
I'm pretty sure that makes it 3 strikes, Rock. One thing's for sure about this track, I can't believe they didn't dust it off during Vince's do-rag wearing ECW champion phase. Our next little ditty is I Won't Stop, a tribute to Gangrel performed by C Murder and Magic, not to be confused with the group responsible for this song.
Why you gotta be so rude? You know I'm human too.
Alright, twice in one video, time to retire the joke. Like DX in their song, Gangrel gets mentioned quite a lot here, but like The Rock's theme, it's actually used in the proper context.
Call me the Reaper, you won't live to tell. Call me Gangrel, I'm straight out of hell. Lock up your doors and throw away the key. You can't run from me, look at my teeth.
With all the mentions of gothic imagery, hating the sunlight, hanging out with the Brood and so on, it's amazing how well this track fits the Gangrel character. It's just too bad that by this point he was relegated to jacked and metal for so long that it never got any love.
A click with no love, you might call us thugs. Don't give us no hugs, cause we want your blood.
Did I just get an amazing idea to write some Gangrel Bailey fanfic? When I first heard this album as a kid, this was the first track I listened to. Kane was my main man back in the day, and I wanted to make sure they did him justice in this album, and they did not disappoint.
I'm the product of the bottom of a miner's stone.
Yes, this song is dark, eerie, and perfectly describes Kane's character to a T.
Psychotic over chronic mixed with rage and lust, stomping all opposition till they brains smush.
But hang on, Are they saying that Kane is a big pothead?
Psychotic over chronic mixed with rage and lust.
Man, all those rumors about him joining DX, I can't believe they never came to fruition.
Suck it.
The last part of that line always gets me too. Mixed with rage and lust? I guess if I were angry and horny all the time, I'd probably smoke some to take the edge off too. It's good, I guess. I don't have a whole lot of jokes about this one. It's not out of some adoration of Jericho or anything. It's just I played this song to death when I was a kid, and I'm kind of numb to it now. I've heard some of Ari the Rugged Man's other stuff since this, and honestly, I think his faster flow suits him better than this, but he's still good here. And the remix is seamless enough that it sounds like something Jericho could have come out to, though to my knowledge he never did. Unbelievable. He came out of that Saliva song for all 2 weeks back in 2003, but not to this? I guess it makes sense to have a guy named Badass do the song for a team that includes Badass Billy Gunn. This song is hard to get through. It doesn't help that this version of the Outlaws riff is like slamming wrestling hits levels of bad. The song's all about how much this guy loves to fight. So wait, is this a song about the Outlaws or Finley?
Wake up with my juice on, scrapping again, cause my life is just one big fight.
It's about as well.
Try your luck, we aim and light it up. 1,000,001 styles multiplied by a buck. Say it like
Isn't that still only 1,000,001 styles? Well, finally, we can put to bed any ambiguity over the nature of the Godfather's gimmick. The 10th track on this album, Pimpin' Ain't Easy, is the only one that got the live performance treatment, as Ice-T accompanied the Godfather and D'Lo Brown to the ring with it at WrestleMania 2000, only for that team to lose. Some good luck charm.
The mad cash, baby, too much to fold, causes pimp or die, baby.
Whoa, Ice. There has to be some kind of in-between there. It's just a couple of quick, forgettable verses and 1,000,001 repetitions of the chorus multiplied by $1. But I guess you don't need anything more complex than that. It's a good sampling of the original theme with a catchy riff.
Godfather. Hoes start running when they see my car. Even though I'm a pro wrestling star, they know I don't play and I gotta get paid.
He said the W word. Quick, someone stifle him!
I'ma do what I wanna do when I do it. And that you do when I'm gone.
Damn, DX gets a lot of love on this album. 3 of the 13 tracks are dedicated to its members. You sure don't have time to fit a song about Tori in somewhere? For anyone who's wondering, this album dropped around 9 months before Triple H's iconic Motorhead theme debuted. Not that it mattered since he never came out to this song anyway, and for good reason. Even though it might be a better overall song than the original My Time theme, it does not fit his character for an entrance song.
Drink, smoke, late, the game and no play. Straight out of LA, baby, get in my belly.
Ooh, that reference aged well. This song's version of that familiar note progression sounds so wimpy here. It's almost like something you'd hear in the background every time you saw OG Loke show up and give you some terrible mission.
Now check it. I caught me a real fly sound system, cruising through the drive-thru. I think they headed down to the beach for a beach party.
Overall, I guess there's enough going on in the song that makes it okay, but what could we add to it that would make it immediately uncool? Ah, perfect.
Well, it's the big show.
Our penultimate track is Big by Mac 10, K-Mac, Boo Capone, and MC8. Okay, of all the intentional misspellings of rap names in this album, that has got to be the laziest one. It's like he wrote his name down once, forgot the G in 8, looked at it and went, fuck it, good enough. Unlike some on this album, The Big Show actually did use this track as his theme for a while, during the height of his babyface run in 2000 after WrestleMania, when he tried to embrace his Hollywood side. That stuff alone was entertaining, but this song was not.
And to the female fan base that consume, you gotta be willing to give up the room to see my room. So if you're about that and in your mouth I could burst, and meet me backstage and have some rubbers in your purse. What?
Guys, when The Big Show tried to present himself as like a big sexy guy during this phase, he was doing it ironically. But this, ugh, no.
I'm known as the king. Dead man walk, fear no man, and I live in a cold. Look me in my eyes.
The CD wraps up with Ministry by Mino. I'm sorry, Dame Grease presents Mino.
I'm the burden that you all bear. I'm the person that you all fear. America's worst nightmare.
Lyrically, it sounds too close to a style like that of Mystical, who we just heard literally 2 tracks ago. Dame Grease Presents Mino, does a lot of shouting about how badly you're gonna get beat up / die at his hands. Again, something we've heard an awful lot at this point.
When I speak, you better listen. Too late, 44's already on the mission.
Whoa, was Dame Grease Presents Mino predicting a Barack Obama killing spree? What's made The Undertaker's themes so effective over the years is they told you a lot without having to say anything. The creepy vibes they gave off would let your mind wander to lots of different scary possibilities. When you sample it for something that sounds like another guy we just heard on the album, it kinda kills the mood. But maybe I'm splitting hairs on this one. I think it's still one of the better overall tracks on this album, or at least it appeals to my sensibilities as someone with but a fleeting interest in the genre. And I think that's why this album was so successful. Young kids like me who didn't have a clue about rap or hip hop were the target audience, and it worked. This album went gold in the US and Canada and silver in the UK. It reached number 8 on the US Billboard 200 and number 10 on the top R&B and hip hop albums chart. So even though these songs might not have lyrically been the most amazing tracks on the planet, it was a perfect marriage of a popular genre of music and a popular form of entertainment in the WWF. It grabbed the attention of both hip hop noobs and established fans of the medium, and it was a success. Overall, the album's a mixed bag. Some of the songs are incredibly catchy and make perfect entrance themes that have stood the test of time. Meanwhile, some are just good songs on their own, and a few are just shitty all around. For a WWF album that isn't exclusively themed, this is probably as good as you're gonna get. So what do you think of this album? Let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to thumbs up this video if you like it, subscribe to Wrestling with Regret, and buy the t-shirts at ProWrestlingTees.com. I'm Brian Zane, and I'll see you next time.
Beware of the 666, so morbid and twisted, I'm 666. Mad and sadistic, dark like sun when it eclipses. Grab your crucifixes and run from the hellfire fame, the big red machine. Heads get chopped in the guillotine, burnt in kerosene. Now